And of course, some did everything they could to, bring in their resources, bring in their mental know-how, their expertise, give an amazing professional advices. There was a symbiotic relationship. People did everything. So many of us, in our various capacity, including you and I, popularize and push this project. But one thing I want us to understand, because the truth remains, you might not appreciate history because you might not love history. But I love history, and I take a historical records in things I do. The reason why I take a historical record is because I want to maintain connectivity. Because wherever there is disconnection, there is bound to be a termination of positive results. It is a natural sequence. You cannot rule it out. If something is flowing, there is a chronological flow. All of a sudden, there is a diversion. There is a distraction. There is every tendency that that particular project will experience what we call mission creep, or possibly an abortion of mission. It is not this. What I'm saying is scientifically proven, because I know some of us have passion for fatalistic stories that are highly elusive. But that is not what I'm interested for this evening. I want us to look at issue from logical and chronological point of view. I have no business, discussing what people might want me to discuss. No, I have a mind of my own, because I understand that I own responsibility of every single thing, every single submission I make or I made. So for that reason, I choose what I discuss. So what am I trying to say? You see, one of the problems we have as a people, or one of the challenges we have as a people, is, this idea of us where there needs to be practical steps. We want to replace it with illusion. We want to replace it with fantasy. It undermines. I was discussing to a friend, I said, look, Israel has been in war. Israel has been fighting on two basic fronts, vis-a-vis Iranian front and the Lebanon front. The state of Israel have been waging war on two fronts, Iranian front and Lebanese front. Till today, Israel, I have a lot of people who are even currently watching from Israel. Charles Parker watches from Israel, and a lot of people. Till today, Israel has not declared national fasting for angels to come and fight for them. Till today, Israel has not consulted or relied on, till today we have not seen prophets in Israel prophesying how the war will end. I wonder, does it mean Israel doesn't have prophets? These are people who are conscious and reasonable with life. Unlike some of us, where sense is supposed to prevail, we allow emotion to prevail. And when the consequences of emotion comes, we start apportioning blames to someone else. It doesn't make sense to me. If Israel, who is alleged to be a nation of God, a people of God, have not given their war plans to prophets, we have not seen a national prophet in Israel prophesying how the war will go or how the war will end. Till now, Israel has not. There is no Israeli tabloid that have written about what a prophet in Israel says about the war. Israel has not announced national fasting and prayers. That shows you how serious life is supposed to be taken. But in our case, trust me, we can even tell you, some of us can even tell you that Israel is winning the war because God have declared them to win. That is nonsense. Every single party to the war is advancing on what their brain says. Human ability to represent in physical realm what their minds had conceived. Courtesy of technology. So what am I trying to say? In our case, we built a movement, we built a freedom fighting process. The foundation of our freedom fighting process, we saw master prophets. Somebody came answering master prophet. Another person came, I think there's this one who was rolling on the mountain one certain time, called himself ego prophet. These are the foundation of the struggle we moved. Somebody might say, oh, you're discussing this late. It's not late. Somebody came and said he's an ego prophet. And gullibly enough, the nonsense he was speaking built a policy of a movement. In the same vein, a leader of a movement was found wanting. He was nowhere to be found for 8 years. And where investigation supposed to prevail, somebody told you he was a mountain praying. You see, why I'm laying this foundation is for us to see how mentally ruined we are. For us to understand the level of mental deterioration we find ourselves. Because the art, we have so much abused. We have so much downgraded the place of act of God that it now appears to be mockery and the center of falsehood. Like I told you, people must understand. And why am I building this foundation? Because most of you do not understand the seriousness of movement. So many of you are so even naive to think that, oh, this struggle, it is ordained by God. God has said it. Whatever happens is the will of God. These are nonsense. Like a lawyer came out and was saying that is the plan of God for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be in Sokoto. This is where a lawyer is supposed to mentally engage, researching a legal precedence to bring out his client. Because they understand how stupid we are. They understand how mentally docile we are. That a lawyer came and said, it is the will of God for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, the first lawyer told us 2021 that he was in the mountain praying. If you know, you know. And Most of us, time we're supposed to activate investigatory measure and know what to do, we relax because we think we are more godly than the Pope. And the same thing is repeating. When a lawyer came and said it's the will of God for that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced. So it's stupid narrative. And of course, people are comfortable with that. Of course. So what am I trying to say? See, this is a movement we find ourselves in. The government that is working assiduously to destabilize us, to destroy this movement, is not fighting you with a religious mindset. The government is fighting you with facts, constructive facts. Government is not working to end IPOB with sentiment. No government engages in that rubbish. And what's saying? Government is not in any way deploying religious acts in order to destabilize and weaken this movement. Government has no business with that. Government is deploying all the available physical machineries and engagements. And you think that will not be effective? It's already getting effective. Now, let me tell you something. You see, for a purpose, for a record purpose, let me tell you something. There is nobody. There is absolutely nobody. And until we evolve our mindset towards that direction, we have a long way to go. Let me tell you something. There is absolutely nobody that is infallible. The concept of infallibility is not related to humans. Every human is fallible. And that's why, even in Israel today, Mossad, Shin Bet, they are still intercepting some Israelis who are collaborating with Iran, sharing Israeli intelligent information to Iran. Shin Bet and Mossad, their eyes are open. Even within the IDF, there are reports of members of IDF collaborating with even Iran. That is how serious life is. Because I look at some of us are very deeply gullible and naive to think that as Onyendu is, Onyendu cannot be screwed, cannot be walked over. Why will you think that way? Onyendu is a human. Onyendu is a human. Onyendu is not infallible. He's a human, he's a mortal. And until we evolve our mindset to understand that every one of us, if we are not critically scrutinized, can jeopardize the mother project. I know why I am invoking Israel as a reference, because I want to attract a lot of us who are, who are religiously sold out to the concept of Israel, the children of God, or the nation of God. Even in Israel, the Israeli intelligence agency is even spying the prime minister of Israel. Most of you do not know that. That Israeli intelligence agency also watches the prime minister of Israel. This is a man who is governing Israel. Yet the Israeli institution also watch over him in case he might trade or jeopardize the mother project, which is Israel. In America, most of you don't know, as Trump is, CIA, FBI also listens to what he says in privacy. They also spy the president. Why do they spy the president? Because the president is not greater than United States. The president is an individual. United States comprises millions of souls. So for that reason, the president cannot be greater than the United States. So the institution of the state watches the president because he's a human, so that he does not undermine the interest, which is called national interest, which is the interest of over millions of people. That is the mindset of progressive society. It's a mindset of ideal society. And that mentality is also what is required for us if we should be successful as a people. Why am I saying this? Because of, most of us have this mindset. The problem Onyendu is today is because of the mindset we signaled to him. It's because of it. We must take that blame. Where he is today is 90% contributed by our laxity, non-critical evaluation of where he is, where he will be, who is he talking with. You people, we are doing, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And of course, he's a human. He felt he could, go wherever he is. And today, you can see where the whole thing. So if we do not revive our mindset from this mindset of laxity, mindset of not being critical to anyone who finds himself in the leadership position, including those, even those in the DOS. Let us understand that nobody is greater than the Mother Project. That should, until we digest that indisputable fact, then we are not serious as a people. Yes, until we digest that indisputable fact. Let us get out those nonsense, those mentality, because we are all human. When humans see that nobody is critically putting him under pressure, he will relax. There are certain things that was not part of him, he will start doing it because there is no pressure, there is no scrutiny, there is no eyes. He does not feel sense of being watched. He does not feel sense of being critically evaluated. We all contributed to where we are today. Every single one of us contributed to that because we are being highly psychophantic. Oh, I want to just be a good guy. I want to be regarded as the most loyal. Loyalty at the detriment of the Mother Project. Loyalty at the detriment. You see, I don't understand how so many of us, I don't understand how many of us see what we signed in. There are people, most of our people in Asia, most of our people in Europe, most of people in America, their fate, their future is tagged to the restoration of Biafra. Most of them Have you not seen people who died and say bury them overseas because they don't want to, even at death, they don't want their remains to be, flew into Nigerian state. That is how serious the whole thing is. We are talking about the interest of millions of people scattered all over the world. Nigeria is every day becoming scary. Nigeria is every day becoming so terrible to be inhabited. You don't sleep and sleep peacefully because you don't know what might happen. You cannot travel intrastate without your BP rising because anything can happen and you'll be paraded on internet naked and being flogged by one idiot carrying AK-47. So if our people understand the necessity, the importance of what we are doing, you will know that even though along the line I start messing up, you got me, you clear me out of the way. That's how it's supposed to be. That is how it's supposed to be. That if along the way it became obvious, verified, that I have started undermining this journey, you get me out of the way. It's as simple as that. Clear me. This is the mentality we're supposed to have. There was a time, most of you might not know, a certain Israeli prime minister was trying to, play soft, undermine, because of American and European pressure. He was trying to undermine, Israeli position over the Arabs. He was trying to go for peace, peace deal and all this. He was on stage and Israeli just get him out of the way. He was assassinated. He was sacrificed so that millions of Israelis can live. These are people with serious mindset. He was just gotten out of the way. One person was just relieved for the safety of millions of people. Why am I saying this? We are in a very serious corner. I know that the members of the DOS, they are trying to manage a whole lot of things. They are trying to see what they can do, not to, go into outburst. I strongly believe they are doing everything within their power to see if they can, manage certain situation. But the truth remains, things are deteriorating. Yes, things are deteriorating. For me, it is hard time. They start letting the people understand. See, look, this is what actually is on ground. Because I want to say this, and I'm speaking as a trained historian and one who also have been following political developments. That is the position at which I'm speaking now. You see, the process to destroy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was, the process to destroy him was not planned by mentally weak people, and was not also planned with less resources. The process of destroying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why am I saying this? Most of us think Onyendu is indestructible. Yeah, it's a good wish, but the truth remains. Today, reality is really staring before us. Our illusions, our useless beliefs are all clearing before our own very eyes. Because if one had been talking this way, 2018, 2019, I think the next thing that will be flying should be, oh, he's a sabo, because you know, we projected the image, of infallibility of our leader. But I believe in 2018, 2019, if I'm saying this, the story will be is a sabo. But the truth remains, when we deny reality, we will live to see it, the consequence of its denial. That is it. Now, look at the whole thing. I just want to build a chronological line of how things are happening and the possible thing we need to do to save the mother project. Because there is a threat against the mother project. There is a threat to the mother project. You cannot deny that. Now, Nnamdi was, brought to Kenya, a lot of arrangement was made by his own people. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying now is because historians are writing. Our children will also ask us what happened to the man we said is another savior. The man we sang, we gave our soul to in defense of him. Our children will ask us what happened to him. How did he end? Who contributed what and what to the problem of the one we called a savior? Our children will ask this question. If you think your children will not ask that question, my own will ask question. They will. And while I'm doing what I'm doing is for historical records. Nnamdi was Lord, or was, Nnamdi was in Kenya. Being in Kenya, he's an itinerary. I'm telling you, the itinerary of a man who was managing over 5 million members. Absolute loyalty to him. Over 5 million people were loyal, unquestionably loyal to him. He was in Kenya. Not even those he called members of the leadership was allowed to know where he was, what he was doing. Probably galvanized internal protective measures for him in Kenya, because he is a global figure, meaning that wherever he finds himself, he should have an eyes watching over him. He is not living for himself. He is not living for himself, whether we like it or not. He personalized the mother project. His weakness is the weakness of the mother project. His strength is the strength of the mother project. I want us to understand something. Immediately a man occupies a place of sensitive position, he is not living for himself. He is not living for himself. Leo, the leader of the church, Catholic Church, was in Cameroon. Before he arrived Cameroon, 2 weeks before he arrived Cameroon, his team were dispatched to Bamenda region in Cameroon to know the safety of His Holiness. Is he going to be saved within the hours he was going to be in Bamenda? What is the distance between where he was going to meet the people and medical facility? In case there is issue, before rushing him from where he was meeting the people in Bamenda to medical facility, can his life be secured? This is a man who is leading the church. And we are talking about a man who is leading a people, a movement of over 5 million people. And you want to convince me, as I am, that it is justified that Nnamdi could be where he was without even the leadership coordinating with the local coordinators or wherever he finds himself, managing his itinerary. Nobody cared. They disconnected him from that communication. And of course, he ran into problem. Brought home. And instead of swift alarm to be raised by Alloy and the Kanu, you see, it doesn't matter how everything goes. The truth is that you people in the future, time will come, you explain to the people. Remember, you see, mistake most of these guys think is that, oh, they are talking to Nnamdi Kanu, you know. Nnamdi Kanu is not Nnamdi Kanu of Afariku Ibeku. He represents the people. Because people have committed both their lives and their resources, their prime age, believing in him. So if you think is your sibling, is your friend, these are rubbish. These are outright rubbish. He belongs to the people. So if you have successfully reduced him to the level you want to reduce him, no problem. But a time will come, you explain. Because why am I saying this? You see, this attitude we have that anybody can come, do nonsense, and retire peacefully is unacceptable. To me, it's unacceptable. If I do that, I should be subjected. I should be subjected into accountability by our people. Now, they did the nonsense they did, you know. Even when they're supposed to raise alarm, they didn't. And they were telling us, because they knew how stupid we were when it comes to religion. They were telling us he was praying in the mountain. That he was praying in the mountain. And he was brought. I knew one of my friends, I'm telling you, a man of over 50 years, he's still suffering BP today. The BP started the day that federal government of Nigeria announced that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is under their custody. The guy had a BP that is still struggling to manage it today. I'm telling you, an adult, he's still struggling to manage that BP as I speak to you, because he could not withstand the shock. He could not withstand the shock. A minute. Hello? No. People will soon be calling. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I will soon open the line. Sorry, callers are calling, but I'm trying to. So, that is what it is. So, what am I trying to say? You know, when Nnamdi was held, this is a man who told us convincingly that he believes in non-violent approach to self-determination. Nnamdi have been speaking that. He has been living that. Do you know what? In order to destroy him, they started marketing a violent element in the name of Simon Ekpa to him. This is a man who believed in non-violent approach to freedom. And the world respected him for that. People were advocating across all board because his philosophy was consistent But because they want to damage his image, because they want to destroy him, move him from a non-violent man to a violent man, they use his brothers, they use his lawyers to start marketing Simon Ekpa, who was publicly announcing violence to him. They say give him support. The DOS people na soko. Hana tuji believe. They don't have the balls. They are cowards. There is no name they did not call the members of the DOS for not accepting to set the land ablaze. And why was the member of the DOS being careful? They were careful not to go violent because they know that Onyindu is still in the hand of the enemy. So they don't want to give the justification for people to withdraw their sympathy. Everything is PR. Public relations is important. You cannot rule out public relations. That's why countries, presidents, institutions hire, PR companies with billions of funds just to get public relation experts. And this was exactly what the members of the DOS were doing. Making sure that Onyendu's reputation on non-violence is intact. Some of you interpreted it as weakness. Some of you believe, the DOS are there kumbamba in your myopic knowledge. Some of you think, they are not being kumbamba, because that is your own understanding of freedom fighting. And because the government wants to destroy the image of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they were using their spies and agents to tell him, support Simon Ekpa, give him all the necessary support. He's the one doing the work. He's the one shaking the land. In their myopic way. The next thing we had, Onyendu says Simon Ekpa should be speaking on radio. A platform of a non-violent movement that you're bringing someone who has been dancing and be giving a story of where they keep people here and there. And you're telling him to come on a platform of a non-violent, to advocate violence. You understand it. You understand the dangerous campaign these guys carried. And when the members of the DOS vehemently rejected that, Aloy went to national television, stamping it that those who are with Simon Ekpa are with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He gave it official endorsement that whatever Simon Ekpa commits has endorsement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, people started hating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from that moment. There were people whose trusts were burnt. There were people whose shops were burnt. There were people whose relatives were killed. There were people whose vehicles were snatched. There were people who were kidnapped by those Simon Ekpa was supervising. And you tell me they will love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? No. Because his lawyer has established that there is a link between. So any other thing the members of the DOS are trying to distance Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Simon Ekpa, we make no sense. Because one's lawyer is his advocate. That's why it is called an advocate or advocacy. So one's lawyer is one's advocate. So the DOS cannot be claiming, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in support of Simon Ekpa. What Simon Ekpa is doing, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't know. When a man who was briefing him every day came out publicly and said that those who are working with this guy are the same people working with my client. And he has also showed on a release chat message that the same message is going for Onion Bees, the same message is going for Simon Ekpa in Enugu. And how foolish these guys were. They don't know that the government was doing her neat job. The government was doing their job. And they successfully destroyed the image of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There are places in Biafra land that you cannot go and talk about Biafra. Some places in Olo, when you talk about Biafra, it becomes a horrible memories. Courtesy of what Simon Ekpa did. Courtesy of the support siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Alloy gave to him. And because of that hatred, the people also hate Nnamdi Kanu. If you go places that he talk and all the rest of them, you come as Nnamdi Kanu, people might even lynch you. That is when we tell people soft war is higher than hard war. Even in a year. When you tell people about this, people will think you are weak. You are not weak. Countries, first of all, win on soft war phase before hard war area. You might not understand this. The federal government took her time to divide the Biafran population by destroying the image of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you see today, previously, you hardly get one person in the entire Igbo land to speak ill against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You hardly. But today, there are voices. How many can you defend? And they are coming with strong evidences because in their own communities, horrible things happened. And when you want to say, no, it was not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not endorse that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not part of it, they will bring a lawyer interview on Arise TV where he was boldly giving correlation between what Simon Ekpa was doing and how they are working in synergy with Onyendo. And the members of the DOS were called, they were said they were envious. No name they didn't call them, but they were envying Simon Ekpa. And today, what did Onyendo told the lawyer, the bishop that visited him? That they convicted him with a crime that Simon Ekpa committed. Doesn't it look funny that the same Onyendo that was said that Simon Ekpa should be given slot is not the same Onyendo crying that he was convicted over the crime of Simon Ekpa? For me, it is really, really, really disturbing. Now, what am I trying to say? You see, take it or you leave it. The federal government has gotten Onyendo in a very disturbing corner. Very, very disturbing corner. That is a reality. That is the fact of the moment. You might want to bend it. You might want to reconstruct it. I have no issue with you. But the truth remains, we are all here. We still come back to face fact. We still come back to face fact. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is currently cornered. The enemies have really, really gotten him in a bad situation by convincing him. Which means, even when you talk about, oh, there is international advocacy for him to be released, The government will always be telling you that it is not the executive that convicted him, it's the court, that he passed through court process. These are the noise, these are the truth. These content creators will not tell you. They are busy telling you Nnamdi will come out tomorrow, Nnamdi will not come out. And this is the mantra they have been playing since 2021. You know, these are the nonsense they keep on pushing. Let me tell you, I want to tell you something for historical people. You know, when people talk about Mandela, you ask yourself whether Ndog or anything about Mandela, or they just wake up from dream and start talking about Madiba. Go and read extensively. Go and read extensively about the history of Madiba. Mandela was a highly vocal fellow, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was so vocal. He was so strong in his advocacy. Immediately Mandela passed through the convention process. Mandela was not really the Mandela he was. These are history. I'm discussing history because I know most of you hate history. As I'm talking, all you want me to open camera and start telling you, don't worry. Nnamdi will come out next week. Immediately he comes out next week, he will declare Biafra. These are common, some of the nonsense narratives some of us want. Yes, these are the story, but those things don't work with me because I have read and I have followed extensively global political development. So I know I am abreast with reality than illusion. Talking about the possibility of Biafran restoration is 100 and something possible because Nigeria is a fragile state. Nigeria is a very, very fragile state. But you can manage a fragile society when those who are asking for its end lack the core understanding of how to go about it. Yes. Fragility does not mean dissolution. Something can be fragile, but is not yet dissolved. Yes, something. When you have a cup is fragile by nature. Does it mean being a fragile object is already broken? No. Something can be fragile and still be managed and be, rolling. Because the one who wants to break it doesn't know how to break it. So, Nigeria is a fragile society. But we who are asking for dissolution, a peaceful dissolution, against violent dissolution, should also be meticulous, should understand politics. When I mean politics, when we talk about politics, some people think is the ballot boss. We should be very, very advanced in understanding the metrics, the trees, and the dynamics of state actors' craft. We should, as a matter of fact. Because where Nnamdi is today was he was just screwed. He walked into a trap. He walked into a trap. Avoidable trap. There is no act of God in the current state of Nnamdi. There is absolutely no act of God. It is 100% state crafted operation, executed and properly, implemented through those around him. There is no act of God on it. Because some of us are very terrible. They will say, oh, church, who told you? There is absolutely no Chechuku in it. So, what am I trying to say? They got him, you know. Now, there is something most of you do not know. Remember, I will soon open the line for those of you who would want to call. I will soon open the line. Now, when Onyendu was in, Onyendu entered into, he was brought into Nigeria, and within the period he was in DSS, a lot of things, the federal government did a lot of damages that it will take us process to really fall back to what we used to be. But most of you do not know. There are certain things Onyendu is, in fact, he has realized. There are certain things he has realized how he was screwed. But the truth remains, can things be the same? No, it cannot. Things cannot be the same. I will give you an instance. While Onyendu was inside, Aloy and his siblings were running all the negotiation without briefing the members of the leadership. These guys went and saw Sheyi to discuss a fear of the movement, and they never cared briefing or seeking for a delegate within the leadership. They went and saw Sheyi. Whatever they discussed with Sheyi, till today they have not briefed anybody. The only thing we had was Tinubu refused to keep agreement they had through Sheyi. Why would Onyendu approve his siblings and his lawyers to go and have a meeting with Sheyi without even the members of the leadership? Perhaps they must have told him, oh, if you tell this member of the leadership, they are not even mentioning you on radio. No need of telling them. They are not worthy to be told. Leave them. They don't like you. They hate you. And guess what? He said, okay, you people should go. They went to see Sheyi, trust them. Their eyes will be more focused on transport money Sheyi will give, or probably water money. And when they finish, probably Sheyi must have asked them, who are you? He said, I'm Kanu. Who are you? I'm Emmanuel Kanu. Who are you? I'm a lawyer. And Sheyi will be saying, it seems this meeting is more of a family, and tell me how a responsible government will be committed. Because you did not. Probably they must have even went with Ben Fan and trust Ben. Ben will be there with, business proposal offering Nakoko. His eye will be more interested with, can Sheyi even have this file and read and fund my farm? Because these are people who do not even know what negotiation is all about. Precondition for negotiation. They don't know. Everything to them is give us transport money, give us money. And of course, when these guys saw them and discovered that they don't have content, they just ignored them. And they start shouting us on tabloids that Sheyi refused to obey. Sheyi refused to obey. Who got insulted? Them. And the saddest thing is that whenever they come back with a mess, instead of them to take responsibility, leadership called for responsibility. Instead of them to say, yes, we met Sheyi. When we met in Sheyi, when we met Sheyi, Ben Fan brought a proposal for Ben Pig. Aloy was busy. And others were asking, instead of them to take responsibility, they didn't. And today, after a long period of losing trust, speaking with multiple tongues, after years of non-consistent, non-coherency, then you now expect the member of the leadership to trust you overnight. I don't know if you understand me. After many years of sidelining, give me a few minutes, I will call you back. So after many years of sidelining, after many years of lying to oneself, after many years of non-coherency, then you expect the member of the leadership to still trust you. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And can never make sense. And today, the Biafran was writing one stupid thing online. I read that and I laughed. He said, listen. Oh, do you know what? What happened now is people are not following Nnamdi because of Ipob. That people are following him for whom he is. Now, let me tell you, you might not know why Biafran is writing that crap. It's done on him and his lies that the movement have been taken to the next level by the leadership, that the members of the leadership have, gotten rid of letting them know anything that is happening within the struggle. Now, what they are not trying to do, oh, let us destroy Ipob. Yes, Biafra wrote it. He said nobody is following Mazi Nnamdi because of Ipob. He wrote it, and I had a transcript of it. Because it's done on them, and I also support the position of the leadership. You might not even understand. You understand it? I support the position of the leadership. Because we are not kidding. This is not, we are not in a, this is not a journey, Omunna journey. We are talking about destiny of millions of people. So if you want to kid with, you can go and kid with whatever you want to kid. You can go and kid with your 100 minions. Go and kid with them. For instance, I gave my prime age fighting for this. So are millions of us scattered all over the world, giving their time, giving their resources. Then one idiot will now come and you want to mess everything up. You can't do that. You can't do that. And let me tell you, people, Tinubu regime has now till end of this year to destabilize Ipob. If they fail through these minions to do that, Nigeria is gone. There are certain things I will tell you. I'm likely to conclude with this statement for those of you. You see, the ongoing alliance that the North are trying to do, the North are trying to build a common front to strip power out of Tinubu. The battle will be tensed. But the truth remains that both the northern elites and those running Nigerian government currently are afraid that if IPOB is still intact and there becomes this soon coming turbulence, that is political turbulence that is going to engulf Nigeria, that IPOB might seize that opportunity to fast track the disintegration of Nigeria. They are afraid of that. Both those of them you call the ADC and those of them you call the APC. None of them wish IPOB should be standing strong ahead of what is to come. Yes, none of them wish. And that is why every project that is being targeted is to make sure that the movement IPOB crushes. In fact, as a matter of fact, they are advising Nnamdi to concentrate on 100 men. He should not leave IPOB to the leadership. And that's why the likes of Ben is telling us that if Nnamdi, people are following Nnamdi, not even IPOB. This is what he wrote. That is how funny it is. You see how they think. Oh, if Nnamdi comes out now and said he's no longer leading IPOB, then that IPOB will cease to exist. You see, I don't know why small minds believe that the world revolves around them. It's terrible. And what he said, Ndibo and following Mazi Nnamdi cannot IPOB. Because him and his lies, the M branch have a comprehensive information about them and how they are operating every single day. Those they are working in synergy with, those they are working in alliance with. Every single meeting they have, of course. We are deeply rooted in eavesdropping and understanding their mechanism. So what you see him writing is just a garbage for what they are trying to pressure Nnamdi to. Oh, announce that you're no longer leading IPOB, so that they will say, Ndibo will follow wherever he is. It is nonsense, practical nonsense. Practical nonsense. But what is most important here is that the right for self-determination is our right. If Biafra is anchored on individual, there shouldn't have been any mention of Biafra after the demise of Ojukwu. There shouldn't have. Nobody should have talked about it after the death of Ojukwu. But because our people do not believe that their freedom is anchored on individual, an individual can lead them, no doubt about that. But you do not say that the desire for freedom rises and ends with an individual. It has never happened in the history of our people. Go and study. Go and do a research about our people and their belief system. So what they are trying to now is to even reduce Nnamdi, a leader of millions of people. They are not telling him, oh, just raise 100 men. Do you see how wicked and evil these guys are? We are talking about a man who pulled out millions of people in every state he visited. You see the mammoth crowd. Is the man they are not telling to abandon what he has built, the legacy he has built, and start ruling 100 idiots. I don't even understand. A leader of millions of people scattered all over the world. A man we learned heavily on. That is it. A man that was, embodiment of knowledge. That people still quote him strongly to tomorrow. You see, The worst thing that can ever happen to any man is he may allow Igbo or your personal advisors. Problem. They fear. If I allow them purumini, they fear becomes your personal advisors, senior advisors, there will be a problem. There will be a problem. Them purumini become your cancer. People ndị na-eri ofe egwusi na ke mama mama Aisha ndị na-eharicha ofe egwusi na nke mama Aisha ha gbanye camera for press briefing. If they are your counsel, if they are your personal advisor, you need to pray Wednesday. I must tell you, you need Wednesday prayer. Because nothing good can come out from them. I'm telling you. Go and research. Go and research what I'm telling you. Very, very important. Because they always bring the word from their own level to their own level. To their own level. And that's exactly what they are trying to do. Bringing a great man to their own level. A man that has a wider global attentions and coverage. Super intelligent. Because when they finish smoking, what will come in their mind? 100 men, 100 men, 100 men, 100 men. And they will take it when you do start talking about 100 men. What do you do? Look, at this moment, can we open the line? And I have a phone number I tagged there. For those of us who would want to make contribution, you can call in now and have your opinions registered. Very, very important. 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 We must continue. Okay, let me verify the line I posted there.
Mazi, just give me 2 minutes, I'll call it.
Okay, so let me. Very, very important we understand that. Okay, for those of us, okay, I have the first caller here. I think he's calling either from Canada or from US. Let me see. Oh, goodness me. Very, very important. We must continue. You see, Ella, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, I'm sorry for delaying you. I was trying to reconcile the call. You can go ahead. The platform is yours.
Okay, I've been in touch with you both on Facebook, and I always listen to your program when I chance, because you know our time zone.
Varies.
It's our active time when we are at work.
Oh,
that's why I'm not always following. But I was lucky. I'm off duty today, so I had to speak with you. Now, Excelency Mukike, in fact, your knowledge is top notch. I must appreciate you. But I don't want to blush. I always appreciate, you enlightening us and enlightening our people, because there was something I've always been saying. Yes, we really love Onion. We hold it highest in somebody like me, many of us, just like you said, millions of people holding with high esteem. But there's something people don't realize about the Igbo nation. Igbos are very Republican. We don't tie our hope to a man. yes, once you bring your idea aligns with our aspiration, our view, what we stand for, then we'll sing and follow you. But once it goes, it goes contrary to that, then our eyes still remain fixated on the main goal. But when I see these boys, I used to call them boys, but they don't talk like men. They don't talk like men. Always Onyendu said, and they'll be, using Onyendu. Although most of those things they keep saying he said, I'm always very shocked. Did he really say all these things and all that? Like the 100 men something. I mean, IPOD has gone global. Every country of the world, like we hold our own individual meetings here, and we have already established that even if the DON themselves said, okay, no more Biafra, doesn't mean that there will not be Biafra. No.
Exactly.
Exactly. It can't happen.
Exactly.
Because this is our, yes, we hold him highest because he is standing in that thing we are aiming for. So why don't what we are giving him is support, not that we are living for him. No, we are giving him support. We are holding him as a symbol of what we desire. Not that we are just like that guy. I saw that thing you posted. I was very, very angry. That Benjamin
the Ben farm. Yes, the Ben farm.
Yes. Yeah, that we are following Nnamdi Kanu and not IPOB. Who is Nnamdi Kanu? Do I know Nnamdi Kanu before now? It was just recently, when I start hearing him, commenting, and all of us has been talking about Biafra. So we now saw somebody who is, championing it. Why don't we give him the support? Okay, if Biafra for Nnamdi, if all our loyalties from Nnamdi are not Biafra. So why is Wazirike now on the sideline? Nobody's talking about Wazirike again. Today, everybody Wazirike is like every other human being now. Nobody talks about him again. Masop, that. But there was a time Masop, everybody. In fact, I know people from Rivers State who is still angry today the way Wazirike abandoned Masop after everybody committed resources on him. So that is to tell you, why didn't they now follow him and, and forget about Biafra? They are angry that the way he abandoned the struggle. So when these people make their comment, everything lies on Onyendu. No. So, but another thing also, if there is a way to, although I believe there's a statement I used to see on Facebook that Onyendu is watching some of this, which is good. So it is now time for him to.
No. Let me correct that statement. Sometimes these lawyers can be stupid without knowing. Remember, there is an outstanding court order that Onyendu should not be given access to gadgets. You get what I'm saying? Onyendu has not violated that law. Onyendu is not on social media. Forget the nonsense some of these headless lawyers were saying that Onyendu is disturbed with what we are posting online. They are trying to indict the man further to as if he is committing contempt of court. So let us not help them to popularize that useless narrative. Onyendu is respecting court order. There is an understanding order that he should not be access to gadgets, and Onyendu has not committed contempt. So what these people who are not reasonable, sometimes they come and talk without thinking. Let us not promulgate that.
I'm even thinking seriously that these are lawyers. Lawyers are wonderful people. They do their profession. They don't add emotion to it. I'm suspecting that a lawyer have collected money to jail Onyendu and go his way. I am seriously, because I have once hired a lawyer who I noticed that he's always associating with the people on my case, and they will tell you, the lawyers, they will tell you that the opponents are not their enemies. They are here to do their
In fact, as a matter of fact, I discharged one of my lawyers last week. Let me share you a story. I had a case. I sued somebody who over a land related matter in a customary court, and it seems as if the customary court is giving me a favorable hearing. Do you understand me? Do you know what my opponent lawyer did? He filed for transfer of the matter to another customary court, and that needs to be heard in customary court of appeal. So when we got to customary court of appeal, I was expecting my lawyer to stand strong on his ground and fight against the appeal for transfer of the matter. Do you know what my lawyer was doing? The chairman of the customary court of appeal, I think they are called chairman, was asking him to speak. The man could not speak. He turned dumbo in the court. I was shouting, "Nah, idalobu, idalobu, idalobu." You couldn't imagine how I was shouting. That the chairman called me to order and said, "What is wrong with me? That don't I know I need to maintain decorum in court because my lawyer dobu." And the chairman was telling him, "Hence you cannot speak. This person does not have a good position for me to approve for the transfer of this matter." He didn't give any cogent point. The only point he made that the previous court person, the court chairman, was buying the idea of us going to locus, which is going to the grant to find out. You understand me? That is not a good reason. Yeah. The judge of the chairman of customary court of appeal was even telling him, "Counter this. This is not a reason." This man turned deaf and dumb. You know, when we came out of court, he started speaking to the way he used to speak. It was later I discovered he was even parleying with my opponent's lawyer. It was later I discovered. No naga na abasa court. Ya ni agari ofe egusi na ke Mama Chidera. Chideka. Any envelope. That was how I lost the argument and the matter was transferred.
So are you telling me now that if federal government, which they have the capacity to do, if they give a lawyer 50 billion to tell Nnamdi that he will do it with his eyes and see him like that? So it's possible that our lawyer has been bribed. So he's now playing lawyer gimmicks. I know I've dealt with lawyers very, very well. They don't have the emotion. Even him, as he's standing, he's not necessarily standing for Nnamdi as a person, just standing for him as his case, as his client. So he's just treating him like a client. Who pays higher money takes the lead. And we should know that whoever pays lawyers more takes the lead. They don't have any special preference. Hey, this is Onyendu. He's not seeing him as Onyendu, he's seeing him as his client. And that's why I love DOS, what DOS is doing. God will bless those guys. I don't know them. Even Chinasa Woru that he's talking about. I don't know them in person. I just see their works, and which is good. You see the work of a man. You don't need to see him. So what they now do, which is very important, is try the most you can keep the lifeline of the movement. Let it keep moving. The day Onyendu comes out, fine, he continues. But they should not hang it, because that's what federal government is trying to achieve. Hang the IPOP on Nnamdi and then destroy both Nnamdi and IPOP. So isolate the two, then while we're working for his release. So I really appreciate what you guys are doing. So much. By God's grace, this movement will keep doing our best. I started you once on Facebook. I said, we'll be doing our own support with our own little capacity. You understand? So I really appreciate what you're doing. God bless you so much.
Thanks so much. Okay. We have another caller. I think this person might be calling from African country. Good evening from here.
Yeah, good evening, Mazi, Austin. Good evening, sir.
Ndeo.
Yes. the times, whenever you on your live distance to speak, the way you analyze issues, if they are more of our people that have this kind of knowledge you have, I think we'll go a very, very long way. It's not about coming out every time to be causing nuisance on social media. What the issue is, what impact did you make after spending 2 hours, 3 hours just to make noise on social media? The only thing I want to say is, Mazi, thank you very much for your efforts towards motherland. Thank you very much. And the journey of IPOB, you know, the Nigerian government have realized that IPOB is not joking. You see this thing that Kanu is doing, because to me, they are doing it deliberately. They are doing it deliberately. If you ask them the reason why they are doing it, they will say their brother is in the hands of the Nigerian government, that they are trying everything they could to bring him out. They don't mind the effort and the sacrifice our people have made. And if we have to turn the table upside down, our people have died. And what are we looking for? Is Biafra. The promise of Nigerian government, have they upheld it? No. So, and they know that what we are seeking for is separation of Biafra from Nigeria. And Nigeria, they are not ready to do that. And so far, so good. IPOB have proven to them how mature they are. And the only thing they know they could do is just use what the people, the weak point of the people, to manipulate them. And I'm very, very glad the way IPOB is soaring higher and higher. So something baffles me. And I begin to imagine the way our people listen. Since this woman they called Mazi started to speak, you can see how terrible some of our people are towards this project of Biafra. And most of these people that are making this noise, they have never participated in anything. Yet they made the largest noise.
Mazi, just because you reference the woman, the question remains, who brought the woman to limelight? Is Onyendu's siblings. Who contracted the woman to be coming to Nnamdi is still them. But the issue is that the woman came closer and discovered horrible situation. And on her own, she says she doesn't want to aid and abet deception. They say she's evil. It was not DOS that brought the woman. It was them that have been working with the woman.
They want to use her platform and destabilize IPOB.
Good.
But the thing
backfired. They are the ones that discovered the woman. They were the ones that also facilitated the woman seeing Nnamdi, coming closer to Nnamdi. The woman, the leadership do not even know the woman from Adam. Everything is even surprise to the woman, to the leadership, how the woman came out and start reviewing horrible things she experienced. And now they say, oh, it's the leadership that... No. It's so terrible. Maz, are you still there?
So, yes, I'm here.
Okay.
So far, so good. So far, so good. Looking at how we have been able to overcome this storm. Honestly speaking, freedom, I can say it without, with my chest beating, that freedom fighting is not a child's play.
No, it's not, and will never be.
Freedom fighting is not a child's play. And tougher days are coming. Because if you think that the Nigerian government is going to allow you, for you to just separate Nigeria without a fight, we all are joking. What is happening now is a child's play to what will happen in days to come. the way they are using emotional blackmail to blackmail this woman right now, even to the extent of calling her directly and telling her that if she set her foot on Biafra land, that they are going to unalive her.
They are noisemakers.
You can see the kind of things we are dealing with. And if you take, it is the people that they say that they love Oyendu. What is the crime of this woman? The crime of this woman is touch. She doesn't want what happened during the time of Eperima to repeat itself again. And what is that? Is 100 men. So what this woman is saying is, we don't want the second thing that happened the days of Eperima to repeat itself. Then what effort have you made towards this other project? Nothing. I don't want to start mentioning some people's name because even their breath saddens me. They don't want it.
Is that right? Is that right, Mazi? Well.
Today they will be APC, tomorrow they will be PDP, the next day they will be ADC. Men of low calibers or Ben Farm, the one that is everything to using Ipob and be collecting contracts. As honestly speaking, the siblings of Mazi and Kanu, all of them have collected the money from the Nigerian politicians. Forget about this thing that they're doing. The only man that they have never collected the money from is Buhari, because that man is no-go area. The man said me or Ifayoba or Atiku, all these governors, they have collected the money, and in turn they want to blackmail Ipob leadership, and they want us to keep quiet. All this thing that is happening, even to the jailing of Mazi and Kanu, they are responsible, and they must take that responsibility. And Biafra must hold them accountable.
Mazi.
That is the thing. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. We have a caller. Are you there? Caller, are you there? Sorry. Let's get okay. Hello, caller, are you there? Hello?
Yeah, hello, Mazi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening from here.
Yeah, good afternoon from my base, Mazi. I'm so excited to actually catch you online today. I always see a replay of your broadcast.
You're welcome.
I am so thankful to God for people like you. You know, I watch you, I read the stuff that you put online, and I see a lot of sense in what you're doing and what you're saying. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for being you, being honest, being responsible, not allowing yourself to be deceived by all the nonsense that's going on all over the social media. Thank you so much, Mazi.
I appreciate it.
So that being said, though, I just want to say a little thing pertaining to everything that's been going on with all the nonsense that these people have been doing. See, our people are not the kind of people that you just manipulate and just, you say stay here, they stay there. They use their brain. There might be a few people that allow themselves, but the majority of our people are the people that actually think for themselves. So come to what this that is going on right now with the IPOB and the Directorate of State and all that stuff. I just want to put it out there to those people who compromised, those who think that it's all about money. Just know that people's blood has been spilled up on this journey. and those blood will hold you accountable. If you think it's all about you, it's about your personal interest, it's about the money you're going to get out of it, you are actually digging a pit for yourself. And I promise you, you are definitely going to fall into that pit because you're messing with the blood of the innocent.
Exactly.
That is something that you have to think about before you jump ship and start talking from both sides of your mouth. And when I look at these people, I see them as people without honor. Because an honorable man or woman has integrity, and they protect that integrity with everything in them. I was listening to people playing, this guy in Austin, he's in Austria or whatever, wherever he is.
Okay.
The things that he condemned is exactly the things that he is now taking, and talking from the other side of his mouth. That is how you know people without shame and integrity. I also want to let our people know, every single person that lost their life in this journey, if you have to, or let me just say, if you disappoint them, their blood is going to come knocking at your door.
Exactly.
So before you make that decision, remember, you only have one life to live. Before you make that decision, ask yourself some pertinent questions. The things that are going on in our land, the kind of situation that we have been placed in Nigeria as a country, the fact that the country or the contraption called Nigeria is always trying to see to the downfall of our people. Is that something you want to continue to live with? Do you even want a situation whereby you're free so you can make decisions by yourself? What kind of nation do you want for your children? Yes, Mazi has done a lot, and nobody is going to take that away from him. But let's also remember that he is not the only one in captivity. We have a lot of our people in captivity. We have some people that we don't even know where they are, and who is going to ask for them. So I remember when Barrister Izefai, was going and doing all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's Barrister Izefai, isn't it? Right?
Yes, if I need.
Okay, when he was doing all these things, selfless service, we thought, or people thought that he wasn't doing nothing. And since you started fighting that wonderful young man, what have you done? And Mazi, please, I don't want to take a lot of your time, but I have a whole lot to say. Let me ask this question. What other cases is Mr. Aloy handling in Nigeria? Does his
none, absolutely none.
Professions, none, see?
Absolutely none.
His profession starts and ends with M&K. What do you expect? He definitely will want it to prolong, because the money has to keep coming in. And I live here in the United States of America, and I understand that you have to work. So if somebody is in Germany and he's not working, of course he's gonna try everything, pull every chance, just for money to keep coming.
Let me say this. Most people never knew Aloy was a lawyer to Ikedio Hakim, the former governor of Imo State. And I could remember, yes, He was a lawyer to Ikedi or Hakim, the governor of Imo State, you know. And I could remember vividly, or I believe, that Ikedi or Hakim at the time must have advised him to be part of Onyendu's matter. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yes,
he has more of knowing the politicians than even being an activist, you know. Unlike most lawyers, because there are some lawyers, naturally they are activists, they are there to do matters for activists, you know, and whenever you see them, they give moral, legal, professional support to activists. But in the case of this man, he has never been known as fighting, you know, being part of any freedom fighting case or human right fighting case. So I don't expect him to do magic overnight, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, but Mazi, if he doesn't know nothing about activism, why is he fighting those that knows it? That's the problem.
Perhaps
If he doesn't understand.
Perhaps
Yeah,
he might be doing a job I don't think I have knowledge about. I think I don't. He might be doing a job I think I don't have knowledge about. Probably.
Okay, so yeah. Mazi, I don't want to hog your line. I wish I'll be able to get to some other time, but I want to say this. I want to say this to Mrs. The financial secretary. No, was it the treasurer? The former Miss what's the one that's causing a lot of problems?
Is it the Nnamdi? The Nnamdi?
Exactly. I just want to say to you, Ma, you are an elderly person. You should know better. You are a woman. You should know better. When you look at the people that are dying, these people are people's children. You should know better. But because you failed to know better, and you think it is a good thing to hold onto the money, it's actually a blood money, and you think you have won. No. Because the thing that's coming for you, it is not going to come from human. It's going to come from the blood of the innocent. So I will advise you, think about it again. Go in and rest and allow people to do what they're doing. And the money you're holding, definitely going to bring it out, because what will happen will happen. And it's not going to come from any human being, like I said again. This is the blood of the innocent. Thank you so much, Mazi.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. We had to give her a lot of time, you know. This is the first female caller in this program, so we had to let her, so that we can achieve a gender equality. You know, that is how they used to say, you give a fair gender balance, as a matter of fact. Mazi, sorry you have been calling so much, but we have been receiving other calls, so you are welcome and the platform is yours.
Yeah, Mazi, I say may Elohim bless you.
And you too.
You know, for some time now, I've not been active in some program like the S and other programs that is going on. But today I was just lucky that I come across your program, and it is very, very interesting and very beneficial when it comes to your programs. And I also urge most of our presenters, private or individual presenters, to start going through this position, this line of, as when it comes to analyzing the issues of Biafra. And that is why if you watch most of the online activities that is going on in Facebooks, in other platforms, you hardly see any genuine or any sympathizer of Ipob that have belonged here, that have belonged in this struggle, or that is focused and really, taking in the knowledge that is coming out from the programs that we do listing, going to long battle of arguments. You just come into an issue, you make sense, and you see the person that is talking will just go away without no facts, without no evidences. Will just go with shame. Most of them do come and start calling a flefu and all of those nonsense. You kill, you destroy, I know you, I will trace you. We have gone past that stage.
No, nobody.
Sometimes it's so
Nobody does that shit
to
with
start
me.
dragging. So I do come across such thing, but when it comes to replying them in that same way, you see, I get tired and get lost of what to say. But when it comes to engaging them constructively with fact and evidences, I am more sharper. And these are where we started from. And I think most of them, they think that they can draw us back to that position. Now, no, we have gotten a wider audience. The world is now listening.
Exactly.
So we must not start falling back to this childish, you the crazy, you the mad. You have come past that stage.
Your papa, your mama.
We are no longer talking to the Nigerian people.
Mm-hmm.
No. We have come past that stage. We are no longer talking to the Nigerian people.
Not at all.
Or the Southeastern or Ibos.
Exactly.
No, we are talking to the entire globe. So that is why every one of us must be constructive in his thinking, his approach in all of our dealings. And I thank Elohim for giving us this very leadership. And one of the smartest things that this very leadership did was separating IPOB from all of these things that is happening. If not, the way the world or even Nigerians will be looking at IPOB now would have been more detrimental to us.
Exactly. Could have been a very big mess.
Yes, they have that insight earlier. And all these people that is dangling around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is really causing a lot of detriment to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that we listen to, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that woken up that very fight of Biafra.
Mazi, do you know? Yeah. Do you know why this current situation is really disturbing to me? You see, in 2021, one that I have talked about, there was a day I talked about. I think that day you also called in and contributed amazingly. There was a day I talked about strategic mediating. If you can recall.
I remember. I remember.
Yeah. You see, in 2021, when
it is within end of 2021 to 2022.
When Onyendu was brought down to Nigeria, the Nigerian government released a hybrid media war against him. Do you know that at the level of leadership media coordination, they will always tell us, concentrate on this, hit on this. And we were dislodging the Nigerian state. Remember when Lai Mohammed came with Onyendu was living extravagant in Kenya? You remember that narrative?
He was wearing this very designer,
We depleted all those nonsense because the leadership was so careful on target we hit and targets we avoid. There are certain topics federal government will bring up. Do you know what the leadership will tell us? At the media level, they will say, allow it to die naturally, downplay it. So they were strategically managing public relations for Onyendu's image. But look at what is happening today. There is this mad lady in Canada who opened her camera and said, "Oh, unuchorimi Onyendu. Ndị na-agwụnụ na Onyendu nọ na Canada na ọ chụla nwaanyị gawa Canada. If you want to know what Onyendu did and went to Canada, he went there because somebody asked him to come and collect money. This is somebody that's supposed to be an image maker for the leader of a great movement. Is now Robbie unknowingly to how she was defending Onyendu, but she never knew. Making that statement have sent a very damning image destruction for the leader. Now look at this one, the audio pig farmer who calls himself Ben Farm.
Yeah.
Look at what he wrote. How could a reasonable person send such a dangerous signal that what he's trying to say that Onyendu have started transiting out of IPA? They don't don't know. You see, when they are doing all this mess, they think, like you rightly said, they think they are, oh, I in a day, let Onyendu know that at least we are writing. But they don't know what strategic media is all about. When they finish doing all this mess, they would want the IPOB professional media fellows to start cleaning it up. Do you understand me? So that is really what I want to point out based on what you said.
Yeah. Mazi, another thing that you really, put in my mind now is that, have you worked for a desperate boss? Maybe someone that is running out of time. He will even make you to use plywood to cast pillar.
Yes. Yes.
Most of the things these people are doing, don't be looking at it that they are of themselves. No, they are handlers and they are paymasters. They are restless. So they are pushing them. And another thing I find out is that this very leadership have positioned. Yes, you might get some little hitches and all of those things. Maybe you catch an innocent person, you kill him, you do this. You say this in IPOB. No. The leadership have really yoked IPOB on a well-saved position. So what this government does is that anytime they have, wrangle and their frustration have grown more, they will just go to Onyendu and cook up something again. And why I'm always careful, I might not have really a big evidences or, I'm just a fellow. I don't have excessive information, but there is this saying that our people normally say that
exactly.
I believe one of the strategies that these people have used is that they keep man kind of out of information, manage the kind of information that will come. He's a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And he now start falling to all of those things. But where I am always angry about Onyendu is surrounding himself by this very low mentality people, because I cannot even allow what they call that Ojubu, the one that has BS like Osama bin Laden. He can't even be a lawyer to my dog in court, because he has no professional, no knowledge of the law. It's more of a social media. Even the social media, he's just ranting.
Mazi, everything is. I always reiterate this language by saying PR, public relation, because our people should understand that everything is all about image making. Where somebody sees somebody like Maxwell, the barrister Maxwell, who will carry document unarranged, come down from flight and be shouting in the roundabout in Sokoto, does he even understand what PR
because
is?
He wants the public to
of course.
Wants the public
Yeah.
to see that
Now,
there are documents
on this program, I have somebody we have really had an intense argument to the point that we started, attacking each other publicly. One Jensen Dupe, he just wrote something. He said, Chika, you are such a calm and a reasonable person. Now, why would he say I'm a calm and a reasonable person? Maybe he sees me the way I appeared. Oh, this guy appeared so, calm, clean, and all this. It's all about PR. So, let him know there are responsible people in this. Not that I can't dress, rough and appear, but because you are representing a movement, an institution. You understand me? When you see some of these guys, like the one running on course, because uncoordinated, ragtag, quackery, and all manners of, irresponsible dispositions.
They are really rubbishing
Good. And when you compare them and the man they are representing, who Onyendu is an embodiment of cleanness, neatness, mental endowment, you wonder what is going on. You wonder what is going on, Mazi. It's really disheartening. Nobody is happy with what is happening. Okay, when you look at some of these the guys, they are you know, gathering up as their media fellow. Look at Darlington. Darlington, open camera, now gone mirasu. Look at the other one. You know, look at the other one, Benfam. He toss, he also chaff of you know, watch out, here, he will start writing uncontrollable. You know, so look at the girl who always say sorry to Chinas 100 times in a year, and insult him 200 times. So you wonder, these are, in fact, as a matter of fact, they are the first interpretation of whom they are representing, isn't it? So it's really disturbing. It's really disturbing, I must tell you.
So, Mazi, lastly, before I go, I want to say that this very leadership have strategically put IPOB in the place where we're supposed to be, and also strategically positioned themselves, because even these same people that is shouting like headless chicken, they are even doing the same order and bidding of the leadership, because this other one that said Nnamdi is the person that called out Igbo people. I heard he was ravaging and looking for government that will come and give him money to go and farm. Who gave him that idea of going to farming? And that is what we are doing presently, because I must thank Elohim who have, also, give me most of the things that I've been looking for, because before now I've been really, disturbed, not, coming with my plans not really working out. But today I'm happy, and I'm in the East today. And I don't intend going out until I finish what I'm doing, which is the order.
Yeah. You're doing wonderfully. Mazi, for the past 3 years, I want to tell you this. Do you know for the past 3 years, I know a coordinator who lives overseas. He came down, planted plantain plantation in more than 20 plots of land. I know how much he makes every week, Mazi. He's cashing millions of naira. You see, when people talk, if Ben Farm had informed the leadership, I trust the leadership could have even raised the capital for him. I know leadership on themselves have been involved in cultivating a large scale of farmlands across Biafran land. Quietly doing that. If Ben Farm had approached them, it will tell you that he was not seeking for money for farming. Because he would have liaised with them. Probably they would have said, okay, we're going to help you, for you to start up. But he never. And because they did not support his move to get that fund from Imo, then they became a problem. And I don't know why. And if Ben Farm has also informed me, I would have even let Ben Farm to understand there is a way he could access capital. I myself, I started my farm as far back as 2017. And I sought my fund from Microfinance Bank. So he could as well sought fund elsewhere. So why must it be that the leadership must endorse his useless business plan? And when he was caught on the act, he said he has aureola, let's forgive. I don't understand.
Criminal is always a criminal, and that is why anybody that is coming to this very strong, you must take out your individual needs.
I'm telling you.
This is not a place where you come and start, feeding fat, and you must come with something.
Sort your problem privately.
We are people that have been, done all manner of things about and we are here in order to, make sure that we keep on keep the hope alive, restore a good future for our children. Mazi, lastly, because there are other people that is online, I want to ask about Mazi Jonathan. I hope he has not gone to Mount.
No. He has not. He's sorting out.
Our leaders' siblings, they're lying.
No, he's sorting out. He's sorting out an outstanding issues. He will definitely be back and join us. He's in good faith.
I know. You know, he's in our higher mind to make sure we ask of each other.
Yes. He's in good.
For all our brothers and sisters.
Yes.
So enormous. I said,
exactly.
Him to lead the leadership, especially the DOS and all our presenters. This is what we have been destined to do, and we must not use sentiment. And we're almost at the finish line. Nobody should add their stupidity. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Okay, I have to get Mazi Patrick. He came. You've been trying to reach out. Let me see if I can hastily get you. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think we will soon be rounding up because we do not have all the time. Okay, Mazi, you've been trying to call. Sorry, we on call then.
Yes, I've been trying to reach you, Mazi Chika Austin.
Yeah.
I listened to your program. Not all though, because I was busy at work.
I understand.
I was coming in and out. But from the little I listened to, my brother. In fact, I was even surprised that nobody is abusing you in the comment section. Everywhere is just calm. People are listening and learning. Because normally, when you open controversial issues like this, you see the comment section abuse. But I was monitoring the comment section. You see how you perfectly handle this topic. Nobody will listen to you and fault your analysis. 100%. You understand what I'm saying? But one thing I can tell you from my own point of view is that our leader, Mazi Kanu, doesn't even understand the responsibility. You know that why I keep saying it. People can call me names, insult and abuse me. But I remember that I was a regular caller in his program. And there was a day I called him. I said, Mazi, do you know the amount of responsibility before you? Do you really understand what you are doing? Do you really know what you are doing? Do you understand the gravity of the responsibility you've taken up upon yourself? He said, of course, that he knows. But that doubt, because that question, I called him to ask him already in Biafra, who was born out of doubt. It is not obvious that he doesn't even know. Most of the time, we see ourselves lesser than what we have built. If Mazi Nnamdi saw himself as big as you describe him as a global entity, he wouldn't make the mistake of, going to places without sending entourage, because we have the resources to do that, to monitor the ground, make sure that eyes are on him, make sure that you understand what I'm saying.
Exactly.
If you understood that he carried the destiny of 70 million Biafrans with him. You know what it means to carry the destiny of 70 million people? You know what that means? If he understood that he had destiny of millions of people in his hand, his attitude would be different. But because he doesn't even understand that, he doesn't even understand what he represents, and that is why they reduced him to a local champion, from an international figure to a Faruku local chief. That is what his siblings and family, they made it a family affair, because even he himself doesn't even understand the responsibility. And your description is very, very clear. People can feel Mazi Kanu is being insulted, people are abusing him. But my dear brother, if we do not tell our leader the truth, who is going to tell him the truth? And like everything Nnamdi Kanu have always done while he was outside was also because of how we were also guiding him. We know the contribution we made in guiding him using our media narratives to shape, interpret some of the things he was, preaching on radio. Sometimes he will finish talking and we will come and start breaking it down for our people to have a better understanding. We play those roles, help shape the narrative. So all these people that are coming now to come and challenge us, what do they know about media? We've been here. We've been here. We gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that volume of when it comes to media hype that he needed to be able to, because he wouldn't be able to break down some of the broadcasts that he made. We did the breaking down, just like when you want to feed chicken, you will break their foods down, especially for starters. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we will play that role of breaking down the feed so that the new starters will be able to take them in easily and digest them. So when I see some people now coming to say Patrick Ikemoku is a saboteur, I laugh at them because what we have done in this struggle, they haven't even done an inch of it. They haven't done an inch of it. So if there is anything that has to be with media presentation, we are still at the top. You understand? And I will continue to say that for me, it's not, you can actually show all the emotions out there, do all the emotional outbursts out there, cause and abuse people, but you've not actually sent any message. You've not actually educated anybody. Rather, you are running your progress down. And this is what I continue to tell our people. Bring educative interactions. Bring interaction that will make impact. Our people need education. Now, our people need serious guidance. And then, what we've seen when it comes to the direction that IPOB have decided to take in terms of institutionalization, also, the decision is being driven by our past experience over the years that IPOB institutionalization is inevitable. And if we fail to do so, we will lose. We are going to fade away. We must continue to reinvent ourselves. You understand what? People are going to cry because change is something that is it's difficult for people to adapt to change, but change is inevitable. And that change must come whether we like it or not. Because it is only through change and evolution that mankind has been able to get to where they are today. If mankind have allowed itself to remain where they were 1,000 years ago, we wouldn't have even had telephone that we are using to speak and communicate today. But because mankind has evolved, that is why you still see progress, see good roads, see technological advancement, see new cars coming into the system every day, new telephones, involvement, and IPOB must follow that trajectory. If not, we'll just become primitive and decaying. This is where I have to bring my contribution to this program. So the structuring, the internal structuring and reinforcement that IPOB is facing now is something everybody must embrace, because at this point in time, we cannot do without restructuring and setting up structures the way they are, and that is the only way the global world can even take us serious in the first place. Mazi, I really appreciate you.
God bless
Thank you very
sir.
much.
God bless you, sir. Okay, that is a wonderful contribution from our great brother, Mazi Patrick Ikem. I want to appreciate every single one of us for your time, for your contribution. Remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's role in reawakening us, in bringing expose to us, is an indelible one. Okay, let's hear from him before we come to an end. Okay, Mazi, good evening from here.
Yeah, Mazi, good evening from here. Thank you for the effort.
Thanks,
Your analysis is top notch.
Thanks so
Yeah,
much.
I will begin to say that in IPOB and its project of agitation, IPOB and its project of agitation is a divine project, which only person that can achieve this project, or people who are endured to achieve this project by Chukwu Okike Abiyama. They are people that I sometimes refer to as overcomers. These are people that I sometimes refer to as righteous soldiers. This and the IPOB as a project is not just, it's a project or it's a global project. For example, Biafrans have citizens all over the world, and the project of the IPOB was only instituted. IPOB was at the beginning established by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What I'm trying to say is, most of the things that he formed, some of them were totally in line to achieve. What I'm trying to say, he has a good mind, he has good purpose of those things. But because he is just one man, Biafran project is so cumbersome that it needs effort of all the citizens of Biafra who have tested life and ideology from different aspects of the world. We never expected that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone can move this station to the destination of achieving Biafra. He himself knows very well. That was why, but the only issue we have is his brother started messing up the project. And ourselves, who are the citizens of Biafra, at a very initial time, fails to ask questions and they ensure that most of the structures are designed to serve this very purpose, which is the people. Not what we are hearing today, a situation where brothers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come up and start claiming ownership of IPOB and its funds. It is a failure on our side, which the DOS is correcting today, which anybody who stands against it, we must know them as enemies of Biafra, who are only there for their own personal gains. What is happening in IPOB today is pure what we expected to happen. And it is our winning that the DOS and many of the members of the organization are following up to this very step. It is a good development. It is a revelation to our enemies, to those, to the Nigerian government and those who are against the Biafran project, to know that this project must come to pass. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they arrested him thinking that once they capture this man, then the program will die. But what they are seeing today is that the program is taking another dimension, revealing to them that this project is unstoppable. So the whole movement is going in order. The only thing I will say is everybody must continue. The DOS is doing excellently well. All of our media warriors are doing excellently well. IPOB is moving to a next level, the level that we ensure that we guarantee of Biafra. Most of the programs are excellent. It's all targeted the people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a leader have given us what we need, which is not really perfect. But we must stand up, our people must stand up and redefine his ideology, his philosophy, to suit the purpose, the general ambition or goal of Biafrans. This is where I'm going to stop. All of you are doing well.
Thanks so
we
much.
must continue pushing until Biafra is achieved. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks so much. I quite appreciate that clergy-like tune. I must say that. Clergy-like tune. He sounded more like a clergy. Mixing up wisdom of, divine wisdom with secular wisdom. It's really amazing. So I want to appreciate every single one of us. Let us always remember our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in our prayers. We must understand it's not an easy thing. The process at which he finds himself is a very, very challenging one. Also, let us also always remember those of them in the leadership. In our prayers also, they have a whole lot of responsibility before them. And I want to appreciate you for standing strong. Remember, we are building a legacy. It is a privilege that each and every one of us is here today talking about self-determination for our children, for ourselves. It's a noble cause. Let no man talk you down or try to downplay the heroism in what we are doing. It is a noble cause. Always stay strong. Let us understand that Biafra is greater than each and every one of us. It doesn't matter how we see it. I would have called to an end for this program, but when we listen to our brother Ogene, is one of us, a very strong one, then we'll come to an end of this program. We cannot say bye. Mazi, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you very much. As usual, I will not take much.
It's all right. It's all right.
We have done noble as always. I mean, you know, we always say we don't praise ourselves on the journey, but you know, we can't do without it now. We have to.
You always say it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you are a beacon in this movement, right? And hopefully we shall all celebrate.
Thanks so much.
So, Mazi, just a quick one I want to say. You know, the first thing is, like I always say, it's almost like an advice to Biafrans, really, both those in leadership and, of course, the followership as well, that whatever is happening right now, whatever shenanigan is happening, Biafrans have to see it as an opportunity to actually prove that that theory, right? That Onyedu actually that expo that he gave to them, that if by chance I begin to say, how did they do this thing? He said this very movement that I set off will ease me out of the way. I will always say it every opportunity I have, so that Biafrans will continue to listen to it. We will continue to internalize the importance of that statement. Whether people can say anything, whether it was meant or it was not, but that is immaterial as at this point, as at this moment. What is important is that statement, that declaration is meaningful. That declaration makes sense to us as humans, right? And as long as it makes sense, we understand the potency of that declaration. So whatever shenanigans that the government is doing, and those jobbers that are surrounding Onyedu at the moment, they are doing even the ones like our sister referred to. Someone I really admired. I can't lie to you, Mazi. That guy, I don't even want to call anybody's name now, but the guy in Austria, I think something is actually happening to some people, because for some people to make that kind of 360 degrees turn and begin to double speak like overnight, the same thing that you openly condemned and you actually openly canvass and even encouraging the leadership to do what is right, what is commonsensical, and then now you are saying something else. Not be clear eye with that, Mazi. Then the other thing, the next thing I just want to also mention, Mazi, when you made that, I think you made a post on it when somebody was saying Ipob
yeah.
Kanu. Yes, not the movement. A very common logical question to ask those kind of human beings, like I also asked on your page. If you say Ipob and Biafrans, they are not following the Ipob, it is the individual that they are not following. The next question should then be, where exactly are they following him to? Are they following him to where? To Amaruku, Ipeku, to go and do what? Is he organizing Ofala?
Don't mind that man boy. Who talks
Yeah.
without
Very
thinking?
unfortunate. Yeah, very unfortunate. Where is Indigo following Nnamdi Kanu to? The millions troop after him because they learned that, the king of Afaruku, has one very handsome, young man, and there's no one more eloquent than him. There's no other person in the whole of Biafra land more brilliant, intelligent than him. And that's why millions of people, not just even in Igbo land, but across the whole of Biafra land, I'm an local president. Did I start running after him because he's Nnamdi Kanu? No. The message, the message and the dream and the thousands that have paid the ultimate price. Did they pay the price? Did they sacrifice their lives for him as a person or for the dream and the vision of Biafra? So I mean, I think Biafrans have more than enough to actually stay the course and disappoint the Nigerian state and hold forth and know that we are on the right track. There's no need panicking. I mean, personally, I don't even see anybody in this movement flipping, and I know we are making good progress, like somebody said.
I really appreciate.
Thank you very much, man.
Okay, Mazi. We really appreciate your wonderful contribution. We're supposed to come to the end, but I think Mazi Kekoda has information he told me earlier he was going to share, but I tried getting across to him. It seems that is posing a very great difficult. Though he told me he was going to get back in 2 minutes time, I wouldn't know. So let me see if we can get across to him and the message he wants to send across before. Sorry, most of you will say I'm saying this is the last, and the last seem not to be coming forth, but we'll try our best. Okay, Mazi, you will be the last, then we'll come to the end of the program.
Yes, Mazi, I try my best to make sure I call in all this analysis you made, like Patrick said. You can see even the comment section everywhere was calm because he's saying the truth, exactly what they need to hear. Some may argue it, but that is the truth. But my main concern of calling this call is about Ben Pham, like the name you named him, Ben Pham. You see, often when we come to analyze or to say it the way it is, it will be an insult. I think I can say I'm the first person that started pouring wine in the street of Europe for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We never one day said Onyendu can never release, Onyendu can never be released, Onyendu will die there. No, we never one day thought of that. But you see these people, like that Ben Pham you said, from the write-up he wrote today, will tell you or tell every Biafrans what they need to know. This is the same Ohanese Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been condemning for years today. From that the other man from Enugu State, what is the name again? Mazi. I can't remember his name again. But the other man, the man Ohanese president.
Nnamdi.
Today, Nnamdi, my brother. Today, these people are turning around today, going secretly, making another avenue, leaving the family they created. Knowing full well that this thing will bring destruction for people they are in charge of. That's why today you see me talking about institution, man, and you need to look into that particular area to analyze it to our people. It's going to help us so much, even from this current leadership to anybody that is coming today. But what I want to assure Biafrans, my brother Chika, this thing is a spiritual something, this Biafra. Any of us from Mazi Doziem down, because after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is Mazi Doziem,
Any day you believe that you are so powerful, Mazi, you will see somebody from nowhere, he will rise up and challenge you, and he's going to win that fight. There's nothing you can do about it. So what everybody has to know today is to see the evil and condemn. I don't think you are the only one in that area, but you have kept your hand clean, making sure. Oh, yeah, my boy, I don't like him. But to watch all of them today, they send them message to go and we take a bit, propaganda. That is not propaganda. That is the truth. All of us we keep on saying, because if we do this thing because of arrest of Mazi Nnamdi, we will not know these things. We are sorry they arrested Onyendu, and we cannot allow Onyendu to be there, which I know the leadership are doing their best to make sure they support how they can, no matter regardless of the attack they are giving to this people. They do support regardless of what is going on today. But they will not come out to tell you that one, Mazi. But what you have to do today, Mazi, I really appreciate you once in a while. You come out to give this our people this Holy Communion. You know, this is Holy Communion. You give them this Holy Communion. It's very, very important for them to receive it. That is very important because they might hate other videos. But I can see your own interest is minor. So maybe they will not like the way Ogechiku is talking or Okuja or Patrick. Their own, they love you so much because of maybe the way you speak. That is individual likeness. So because this Holy Communion, that is very important.
Yeah, well. Okay, Mazi, thanks so much. And with that, we come to the end of this program. Good night from here.